Greetings everybody, I'm here today with something that I've been wanting to try for a while. It is the Goumi berry. Possibly I'm saying that wrong. Now the Goumi berry is interesting because this is a species of fruit that you can find without too much trouble in the US. People grow it as a landscaping thing, and it's sometimes used by gardeners. And I believe it's kind of invasive too, so sometimes you just see it out in the park. But I've never had it. However, I've had one really rare species of this when I was in India called, well, the English name for it would be the Indian olive or bastard oleaster. These ones, as you can see, are a lot smaller. So I'm really interested to try this because it's something that I've had relatives of it, but rare ones, and I've been wanting to try the more common ones for a while now. And this opportunity was brought to me by Carol. Carol, thank you very much for sending this to me. She actually sent me two different cultivars of Goumi. This one is the Raintree Select. The small one here is a different cultivar. It is the Sweet Scarlet Goumi. Usually this one is a lot bigger than this, but Carol said it didn't have a good year. It wasn't getting enough water or something, so it ended up coming out super tiny. Now you may notice that the Goumi kind of looks like a tomato in a way, and that makes a little bit of sense because these are actually full of lycopene. It's something like 10 or 20 times as much lycopene than a tomato. And if you get really close, you can see little teeny silver specks on it, which is why some species have the name silverberry. Okay, so let's give it a try. First, I'm going to try the larger of the two. This is the Raintree Select Goumi. It's sour. It's a little bit astringent. And I've heard that if you want one of these that has almost no astringency, it needs to be very ripe. If it's just a little bit unripe, you're going to get some astringency. But the one that I had, a little bit of astringency, but it's not in a way where it's like dry mouth. It's more like an unripe grape, where it's not really a bad thing. It's like a little bit refreshing though. The texture on it is very soft. So you put it in your mouth and it's like almost like a grape, but softer. And the flavor actually reminds me of grape as well, but it's very sour. The tartness on that is quite high, but not like crazy high or anything. I'd say it's more like a 6 or a 7. It's more than an orange, but not as much as like a lemon. The flavor is a little bit tricky because it's not like anything too crazy. It's a very familiar taste, and I want to say it's like a grape, like a tart white grape, maybe with a bit of cranberry in it, and maybe a touch of a tomato-y flavor. Not a lot, but like a little bit. It's been a long time since I had the one in India. I remember that one being more sour, but it also had a touch of like a tomato-y cranberry taste to it. As you can see here, the seeds are kind of interesting looking. They look like a large grain of rice, but they have these little ridges on it. And this looks very similar to the one that I had in India, just obviously a lot smaller. And the seeds are edible. You can eat these, but the kernel is the part that tastes good, and the husk on the outside is not supposed to be as good, but it's tricky to get to that kernel without eating the hull on the outside. But let me just bite through one first. It's not that special. It's a little nutty, but it's also very woody. I think the woody taste is coming from the husk here. So I'm going to try to get through that husk and just eat the seed, which is hard to do because these are very small seeds. doesn't taste like much. The seeds are fine. I would eat them. I'm probably going to eat all of them, but it's more just for the sustenance of it. They're not like anything that amazing. It might be good if you took those seeds and you like roasted them or something. Maybe that would bring a little bit more flavor to it, but just eating it raw, it's fine. Next, I'm going to try the smaller one, the Sweet Scarlet. The Sweet Scarlet ones are similar. They taste very similar, but maybe because these ones didn't grow as big, but they're a little bit more astringent. They're a little bit more sour. But the flavor's about the same. As far as I can tell, they taste about the same. Alright, well, that was pretty interesting to try. Before I go, I want to thank Carol one more time for sending this to me. Thank you so much. And yeah, I think that's about it. So I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Hey, before you click out, I want to give a very special thank you to AltPod, Smarter Every Day, and the Harbor Leaf Tea Company. They are mega patrons over on Patreon.com. Patreon.com, if you haven't heard of it, it is how this channel happens. It's how I get all the funding to go on the trips I go on and how I get all the fruit that I try. So if you're interested in supporting my channel, check out the link in the description below. Another thing is that I have t-shirts for sale. Those are also available in the description below as well. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.